Hey, this is Brian over at ConsignPro Software, and today I'm going to take you through a new feature that's in version 11. We call it our women's pricing database. It is essentially a helper that will help you price women's clothing, women's accessories, women's shoes, anything to do with women, women's brands, women's types of clothing. Those are all built into our special women's pricing database. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how you can turn this feature on in ConsignPro. We do have a 14-day trial available too in version 11. This feature is priced at $195 as an add-on. But again, you can demo it for free. No payment necessary for 14 days to see if it's going to work for your store. The women's pricing database is a database of over almost 1,000 brands categorized into 6 different categories. One being the highest brand, Gucci, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, etc., all the way down to 6 being some of your lower discount brands, and everything else in between. So we're going to show you how those brands have multipliers associated with them and how those multipliers affect the selling price of an item. Using the women's pricing database will give you pricing consistency among the items out on your floor if used correctly. And it'll also make it easier for people that work for you to price things the same way that you would if you were pricing them. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of putting the price on an item. Turn this demo on. I'm going to go into Maintain Store, version 11. I'm going to go into Maintain Lists. I got a new button over here on the left, Women's Pricing Database. I'm going to click on that. That's going to tell you a little bit about the feature. We've got a Learn More button that will take you out to our webpage where we fully describe how the feature works with some examples. A lot of that you're going to see in today's demo, but it is a web page if you wanted more info. I'm going to click on this button that says Begin 14-day trial. Install the women's pricing database and begin your trial now. Yes, please. Do you use tag colors or tag color markdowns at my store? I do not, so I'm going to click on no. At this point, you can either replace your list entries. This all has to do with list entries, right? Your types, descriptions, tag colors. Those are the 3 lists. We recommend replacing your lists with ours by clicking yes. If you wanted to add our list entries to your existing ones, you would click no. And if you're not sure what to do or just confused by all of this, you can click cancel. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to replace the list entries that I have in the program today with the ones from the women's pricing database. It says the women's pricing database trial has been successfully installed. Let's click OK and see what happens. Okay, on the screen, you'll notice a few things. 1, my type list has been renamed to brand. Okay, my description list is the same. My size, color list are the same. And my tag color list has been renamed to condition. And these conditions cannot be changed. Okay, we've got new, great, average, and flawed. Okay, when you're putting items into the system and you select a condition, it will change the price of the item. There's a multiplier associated with each one of these conditions. New, great, average, and flawed. I think new is it increases the price 90%. Great, it increases the price 35%. Average, it leaves the price alone. And flawed, I think it decreases the price by 35%. Okay, we've got some descriptions. These are women's types of apparel and items that you might sell in your store. It's meant to be pretty all-inclusive, but if we've missed 1 or 2, you can add them. Okay. And lastly, brands up here at the top. Okay, we've got 960 brands in this system. Every brand you can imagine is going to be in here somewhere, we hope. Every one of these brands, I'll click on one, has something called a brand adjuster. That's whether the brand itself is going to be used to increase the price of an item or decrease the price of an item. To Bebe, it looks like it's a brand adjust by 35%. So it will adjust the price upward from 35%. When I say adjust the price upward, I'm referring to a base price. Every description in the system has a base price. Let's go to long sleeve tee. I'm going to click on set prices. Here you will see all of the descriptions and all of the base prices. they're in a field called Smart Price. You can change the base price for any of these items at any time, okay? The base price is what the brand multipliers work off of. So I'm going to add, let's add a plain tank. Let's pick something else. Let's pick dress long, $10. Okay, we're going to use that in our demonstration. You'll see how that $10 price gets acted upon by both the brand of the dress and by the condition of the dress. I'm going to click on close. By the way, you can add new descriptions. You can change our prices. This is just meant to be a starting place for you. Okay. Same thing with brands. Okay. If you don't like our multipliers, you can pick your own. If you do like our multipliers, want to add more brands, you can do that as well. I'm going to leave these entries here. I'm going to go back to the menu and we're going to see this in action. Add inventory. I'm going to pick a consignor. I believe the description was going to be dress. Actually, bear with me one second. I don't like the way this field is behaving. Maintain store, customize CP, store settings, inventory, enable inventory smart list selection. That will now make the list behave a little differently. When I click on D, it's going to bring up, there we go, dress long. As I leave that field, my price automatically switches to the base price of $10. We saw that on the descriptions list over on maintain lists. Okay. The other multipliers that are going to come into play are going to be the brand of the dress. I'll click baby. It increases my price by 35%. And the condition. I'll say this is a brand new long dress, long baby. And you'll notice the price went up, I believe, by, I think 90%. I can get you those numbers, but I think it went up by 90%. If we change these conditions to be average, it'll go back to our price. If we were to change the brand to something else, it may adjust as well, depending on whether it's in a different multiplier category. Those multiplier categories are 1 through 6. Okay. The condition, the brand, and the description all help you set the price of the item. Now, if you say, hey, I want to change this price to $33.95, I can do that as well. Okay, so there's nothing that locks the price in or anything like that. You still have full control, but it's going to use the description's base price, act on that price as a multiplier up or down based on the brand and based on the condition. This pricing database has been something that's used in one of our customer stores. They have a number of stores. They're using this pricing database quite successfully and have been using it for years and years. So I think that it's a pretty good starting point for people or store owners that are selling women's apparel, women's fashion, etc. That, in a nutshell, is our women's pricing database. It's how it gets turned on the trial. If you don't like what you're seeing and you'd like to go back to your old way with your old lists, you can come back in here, maintain lists, women's pricing database, and you can click the quit trial button. Okay. When you do that, it says previous list entries and settings have been restored. And now all of my existing lists that I used to use in the system are all back the way that they're supposed to be. Okay. If you do decide this new feature is right for you, contact sales@ConsignPro.com. The feature is listed at $195 to purchase the option. We can then get you the correct unlock or authorization codes to make it more than just a 14-day trial. You can actually add it to your ConsignPro system. I think it works really well. I know we've got a few customers that are using it and they love it. So if you love it too, after the trial, let us know. Sales@ConsignPro.com can get you set up. If you have any other questions, of course, you can always email me. My email address is brian@ConsignPro.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.